Hello guys, welcome to GeoSoft Pro. Today we will discuss what are minerals and what are the conditions to be specified to call a substance a mineral. Like if you are a student of space science, you deal with the smallest unit first, going towards a cluster or large group. Like first of all, there are planets, the different planets combined with stars, and then we collectively call them as systems, like our solar system. Then these different types of systems collectively combine towards galaxies, and these different types of galaxies are then called as universe. So similarly is the case with the minerals. As we shift from the smallest unit to the biggest unit, there are four stages: atoms, compound, minerals, and then towards rocks. So different type of atoms or ions combine together to form a compound. Like if you have sodium ion and you have chlorine ion, these two will form a compound known as NaCl. Different compounds will then combine to form a mineral, and different minerals will form a rock. So, now coming towards what five conditions are to be met to be called a mineral. So, this is the answer to our question: what is a mineral? First, they should be naturally occurring. It means they are not synthesized in laboratories, rather, they are formed through natural geological processes. They are natural and they are formed through geological processes. There are different geological processes, some of them we discussed about in rock cycle. Then they should be solid. A liquid or in molten phase, they are not known as mineral. As you know that lava or magma is in molten state, that contains minerals, but that the mineral in them are in the form of solid. Third one is inorganic. We are only dealing with inorganic compounds, not the organic ones. And what are organic compounds? The compounds that have carbon and hydrogen atoms linked together, specifically known as hydrocarbons. So what do you think about crude oil and gas? So what are they? They are no minerals. Rather, because we are not dealing with organic, we have to only deal with inorganic compounds. So a mineral should have to be an inorganic compound. Fourth, they should have a fixed crystalline structure. There must be a structure, different type of atoms combine in a specific way, a specific geometry, a 3D geometry to form different crystal lattice, and those crystals when combined together they form minerals. So these red points are atoms or ions, for instance. And let's say you have a cation here and there are anions outside. So this is just one single unit, that is crystal lattice. So they have a specific crystal growth or a specific sort of crystal shape. Here you can see, as here a lot of crystal structures are demonstrated here, such as cubic, hexagonal, trigonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, triclinic, and each of them is showing different type of geometry. Cubic especially coming from the name as cube, tetragonal, then hexagonal being making a hexagon here. We will go in further detail when we will discuss about the physical properties of minerals, that how these atoms combine and packaged in 3D state to form a specific sort of crystal structure. But it is a condition that a mineral must have a fixed crystal structure. So for example, if we discuss about halite, what do you think, what is the crystal structure of halite? Yes, answer is cubic. Halite has a cubic crystal structure. Similarly, if we consider quartz, quartz has a trigonal crystal structure. So different minerals have different crystalline structure. It can never happen that a quartz will take cubic crystal structure. No, it cannot happen. Quartz can only take trigonal, or even halite can only take its cubic crystal structure. At last condition is fixed chemical composition. What do we mean by fixed chemical composition? That different elements are different proportions. Different elements are packaged in different proportions to form compounds, and those compounds will form further minerals. So let's have an example. Halite or rock salt. But we will start from the unit stage. You have a sodium ion here, and you have a chlorine ion here, chloride ion here. These two atoms or ions will combine to form a compound, and this compound is known as NaCl, sodium chloride. Different sodium chlorides will combine in this crystal lattice structure like here, and will form a mineral known as halite. And different halite minerals will form a rock known as rock salt. So another example of a fixed chemical composition. Now you know that there is a fixed chemical composition. How? That it will be comprising of sodium ions and chloride ions, and they are fixed in equal proportions. One sodium ion going to for one chlorine ion. This is meant by fixed chemical composition. Similarly, there is another very common example of potash feldspar. So let's say a potash feldspar is formed from atoms or anions of potassium, aluminium, silicon, and oxygen. So these anions these anions or these cations will combine in a way to form a compound. So let's have one compound, potassium one, then aluminium, then silicon, and oxygen. So oxygen 8 means minus 16, silicon plus 12. Yes, because it's plus 4, we are going to balance the valency. Then aluminium plus 3, and then plus 1. This will combine to form a mineral known as potash feldspar. And this potash feldspar will go towards granite or any other rock. Thank you very much.